Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ray on Skyridge channel, where it is apparently attraction announcement season, and today we are covering Kentucky Kingdom. Now, you guys know that I'm Kings Island or whatever, but down in Louisville, that little guy has always kind of been my home away from home because, you know, just an hour and a half drive from me. I go there every few years or whatever. And now, with this week's announcement, I might be going a little more, even though I've been thinking about moving recently, so it's going to be a little hard to drive up there from the Carolinas. Anyways, before we break down this attraction, let's go into a little history on the park, because Kentucky Kingdom, as you may know, was in the past couple of years, put up the date here, bought out by Herschend, the company that actually owns several other attractions such as Silver Dollar City and the close by Dollywood, which means that if you do live in that area between Louisville and Pigeon Forge, there's a really good 1-2 punch for season pass there. And while the initial buyout didn't do too much for the park, granted we did have a nice refurbishment, had a new roller coaster added in 2019, a Kentucky Flyer. Beyond that, it's been a little up in the air. I mean, they basically took out a couple of attractions over the last few years and haven't really done anything until this year, 2025, which, how have I not covered this section yet? They basically took the entire back corner of the park, a huge quadrant of it, rethemed everything to pretty much be the Wildwood Grove of Kentucky. We did a bunch of attractions, moved some stuff from other sections of the park, which will lead into what we're talking about today. And yeah, I legitimately don't know why I didn't give you guys a trip report from this year to check it out. So look forward to that coming sometime in the future. Subscribe. Yay! Anyways, I mentioned the removal of attractions because the edition that we're getting next year in 2026 is going to be a brand new roller coaster, first one that we had gotten since that Kentucky Flyer, in the Flying Fox. As you see, Flying Fox is a custom Vekoma junior inverted roller coaster. We've seen this model done a couple different times throughout the states. Case in point, once again, Dollywood, they have their own in Dragon Flyer. So the chain works with them pretty often. Layout, as you can see, is sprawling over this entire front half of the park, right on top of the parking lot, which can make it a great entry experience. In addition to that, we have what looks to be a nice big diving tunnel underneath the midway, good barn, some theming, all that fun stuff. And it's going to turn into basically a big refurb of this area that was all but abandoned after Lightning Rod. There used to be a couple of really cool flat rides here, tower ride, a nice little inverting ride, some flyers, and some of those were actually moved over to the new section that opened up this year, so you do see them recycled. But just the other redoing this area with a giant roller coaster, giant junior roller coaster, whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and read some of the stats. So our release here, join the daring adventures of local legend and crop dusting pirate Jeff Fox as Jeff Fox. As Flying Fox sends riders soaring over the vibrant Kentucky farming setting, the experience will begin with the Right Barn inspired cue right there. 183 hand-painted murals and playful audio featuring Jeff himself. The theme is celebrating Kentucky's agricultural heritage while adding a lighthearted twist aimed for families to enjoy. Get ready to soar through the skies, catch a bird's eye view of Louisville just before plunging through an underground tunnel, providing a unique and thrilling ride experience. So just right there is telling us basically that this is going to have a nice little farmhouse theme to it, agriculture, which is probably going to be all these little plant boys down here, get the Kentucky crop going. And we'll talk about the layout in just a second, but you can see right here we do have some diving turns, a little bit of hillitude, maybe some airtime, you never know. And I'm seeing the overbank right here. I like that. This nice little overbank right over the parking lot. It's going to be a nice little entry experience. That says Kentucky Kingdom is taking its family fun to new heights with the debut of their first roller coaster since 2019. And Flying Fox is an all-new family-friendly coaster to open 2026 season. This 14 million custom coaster will be the park's 6th roller coaster and make it the most of any theme park in Kentucky. This is kind of a weird statement. If you guys may remember, one of the rides that was recently taken down was their 6th roller coaster in the SLC T3. I mean, oh no, we lost an SLC and gained another Vekoma suspended coaster. It kind of replaced itself, even though it downgraded from a thrill coaster to a family coaster. But realistically, these new Vekomas are insane. I have nothing but praise for what Vekoma's done over the last few years. And having a family coaster in the front of the park does give the park something else to do other than having the mini GTX hypercoaster, which is absolute insanity. But that's not a family thing, so if you want some for the family as well, while all the cool kids are chilling out on the hypercoaster, there you go. We got a little video here. I don't know how much it's going to tell us other than what we've already seen. Get some B-roll going. Dude, I love this right here. They're actually showing B-roll from Dragon Flyer, the one that's currently at Dollywood. But the same kind of ride though. Love the station building right there. Really nice saving. Alright, there's our actual layout shot. Actually, hold on, go back. I want to put some notes. What's that? That looks like an Enterprise. The park has an Enterprise-looking ride halfway across the park near the crosswalk that divides the park into two halves. But that looks like an OG Enterprise. If they get another flat there, that'd be really cool because this area is kind of barren other than these two roller coasters. But what the filler? Comment down below. What the filler? This I like. It's telling us that right here, this is phase 1. There's going to be a lot happening in the park in the future. Yeah, that video is about all that we have for information right now, other than these little factoids of stats. So it's going to be about 1,380 feet, top speed of 37 miles per hour, max height 65 feet, and about 63 seconds of ride time. So don't know if that's going to be like from like the top of the lift or from the station or whatever, but that is a decent amount of ride time for a family coaster. 37, I mean, this is family coaster, you can't really complain too much about the height and speed, especially considering this thing's gonna be training and going through tunnels, so the theme and the thrill are kind of go hand in hand about this kind of ride. Once again, it's a family ride, so nothing really to say about that. Anyways, that's all the actual data that we have for now. Like I said, this was just announced, and we are here seeing like some people doing their little breakdown POVs, no limits things. Watch one, I guess, I don't know. What do you think? I am personally very excited for this project. Like I said, Kentucky Kingdom has been blooming over the last 2 years between this and the previous section we themed. And with them saying in the video right there that this is the beginning of a multi-year project, honestly, Kentucky Kingdom is a pretty small park. I know it's right by the airport, so I can't go too high. It's divided by the little street, so you can't have too much land there. But like what they have, they utilize really well. And there are a bunch of dead spots in the back right now, especially around the water park T3 area. And because of T3 leaving, they do need kind of an inverting roller coaster. They have Wind Chaser, which is an awesome RFC, but besides that, there's nothing in the park that really goes upside down. So I don't know if they're gonna keep it that way to keep it more of a family direction. Hello, Light. How's it going? Or if part of the 10-year plan is to get a new inverting roller coaster of some sort. Like I said, I can see kind of in the back of the water park section. Back of the water park section is pretty barren between the River Rapids and T3 going away, along with Deluge, the water coaster. They have a lot of land there to work with. Don't know if they're just going to keep it as an expanded water park or make that a whole new section there, because that could easily loop back to things like the Wilderness Run. Comment your thoughts down below, and while you're down there, make sure to hit that little subscribe button if you like to see these kind of breakdown analysis videos, because I'll bring you more in the future. And if you like what I do here, maybe consider dropping me a tip on Ko-Fi that helps for travel funds to parks like this in the future to help bring you lots more coaster content. But anyways, this looks like a solid little addition. Can't wait to see what the future of this park has in store, and it makes me kind of sad that I'm considering moving further away from the Louisville area, because this is a much better home park than Kings Island at this point in time. Not gonna lie. They got a little RMC, they got an airtime machine, they got a really well done themed area, and what looks to be another really well themed area coming soon. The park has charm. Now that Herschend's actually doing what Herschend's supposed to do in this park, the park has so much charm. And with an especially cheap season pass, like I said, if you live anywhere between this and the Pigeon Forge area, that's a really solid 1-2 punch for that in Dollywood. But enough rambling for now. Thank you guys for watching, and always embrace the infinite.